Boys, girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nicholas and this is FX Diaries Play. Now, before I get into the nitty-gritty of this video, there is something that I would like to share. Early this morning, I was listening to a podcast by Ray Dalio, and I think the title of the podcast is How to Deal with Loneliness. Most people that find themselves in that sheet of Forex trading can feel a little bit of either one of these or both at the same time: loneliness and being alone. While listening to this podcast, it resonated so much with me, and that's what I think pushed me on to share this with you guys. What I came to understand was that human beings are tribal beings. We are social creatures. That's why there is a need for us to almost always be among a certain group of people, a certain caliber. Not necessarily because that's what defines us, because being part of a community means something larger than life itself. As tribal creatures, as social animals, it sometimes feels so hard when we are alone or we find ourselves alone. But being alone doesn't necessarily have to translate to being lonely, because there are distinctions between these two. This is very enlightening. That's why I really want to share it with you guys. Now, what Ray Dalio said about being alone, the differences of being alone and being lonely, was that being alone is a state of being. Now, look around me in this room right now. You realize that I'm the only one in this room. That's being alone. But being lonely is a state of mind. You could have so many people around you, but you still feel lonely. Because seated deep down within you, there is this spark, this sense of solitude that you lack. And that brings me to the next concept of solitude. Now, this is how Ray Dalio defines solitude. He says that it's the power of being deeply connected to ourselves when we are alone. Now, let me take that again. He says solitude is the power of being deeply connected to ourselves when we are alone. So sometimes when we are alone, we feel there is something wrong with us. There must be something wrong with where we are. Deeply because of this discomfort, a sense of distress when we are alone. So the key right here is the mindset behind the person who finds himself between these two. That is being alone and the feeling of loneliness. It's just the mindset. The mindset can put you in a position where you feel alone. The mindset also can put you in a position where you feel lonely. But the question again is, what's the essence of solitude? Why do we have to be comfortable with being alone? Then Ray Dalio pointed out this. It says that solitude is where we grow. Solitude is a place of self-awareness. So instead of looking at solitude as something to totally avoid, why not look at solitude this way? A place of comfort. A place where we get to spend time with ourselves alone. A place where we are not judged by ourselves, first of all. There is total acceptance of who we are and what we stand for. I think it makes more sense when you understand these dynamics. If you watch closely, you realize that the account was credited to me on 17th of February, which means I started trading the account in the month of February. Now, the first trade was taken on the 24th of February, and as you can see, the date is here, and this was the loss that I incurred. Now, this loss was incurred largely because of slippage. I had to inbox them, send them an email, and I was explained to, because on a normal note, I wouldn't allocate this amount of risk on one particular trade. So in the month of February, as you can see, I took two two trades which resulted in losses as seen. And in the month of March too, I traded twice, took two trades which also resulted in losses, as you can also see. What we also realize is my risk management, I don't go above a certain threshold. I'm trying as much as possible to risk 1% per trade. That's the notion behind every trade, to risk 1% per trade. Now, this was a trade that I shouldn't have entered, so you can see clearly I closed it very early because it was a wrong trade for me to enter. The conditions were not met for me to enter, but I think I don't know what happened. I just entered and later closed it. And in the month of April, right now we are still in the month of April. As you can see, there are 4 trades that have been taken in the month of April, and so far none has been able to result in a big win or even a small win for that matter. So this is basically my reflection from the month of February right through till the month of April. These are the number of trades I've taken so far and the results of the trades that I've taken. Clearly, you can see all the reds. The downward spiral ever since I bought this account. But the big question is, what changed? What has improved? Because I cannot take my L's without drawing any lessons from it. What has improved? Has anything improved really? That's the big question. And the answer is yes. First of all, my patience. Patience in the sense that I do not close my trades prematurely because they are not going in my direction. And also, I do not extend my stop losses just because the trade is not going in the direction that I suppose it's supposed to go. The second thing is going to be grace. I've come to understand that despite the fact that I've been through a mentorship program, I'm part of a community, I've done my back testing, I know the system works. The trade plan that I've designed for myself works. I understand this very much. But market conditions do not remain the same. As of now, the geopolitical tensions are portraying a different side of the market. Fundamentals are at play here. Price action is not doing much. It's not doing much largely because I can see a testament to it. My trade account, the losses are a testament of price action not working right now in my favor. I understand that very well. So I've given myself the grace to respect the decision of what market gives largely because of the geopolitical tensions. Fundamentals are strictly as play here. And I don't do much of fundamentals anymore, so it's largely understandable. It's purely price action that I do. But also, what I commend myself for doing more is not jumping ships. Old me would have just said, this thing is not working. Why am I still doing this? Let me just find the shiny new trading system that works. And that would set me far back, considering the amount of work and time that I've put into making this better and making this suit me. That wouldn't really have helped me. So it has kind of deepened my connection and belief in my system. Because believe me, when the opportunities do come, and I'm saying with regards to a correct price action, correct market condition, I don't know, but that's what I believe in. When the opportunities do come, looking back at my backtesting history, it's going to be a plus for me. Because way back, how I was able to pass my first phase of the 5K account was the market conditions were fairly good. Relatively good. Looking at it right now, it's not really good for me. But how I was able to pass my first phase was because the market conditions were fairly good to me. So with one trade, I can I can almost hit the target, the profit target that was set. It wasn't as if I was not following my risk management plan, or I was not following my trade management plan in the first place. I would lead everything to the latter, And that's the same thing that I'm doing right here. Following risk management plan, trying as much as possible to follow risk management plan, because it's very hard, very, very hard. Especially when things are not going your way. That notwithstanding, I understand very well that there are so many aspects of my trading that I need to improve. First has to do with understanding a little bit of fundamentals. Second has to do with understanding price action, but a better understanding of price action, and not just doing any guesswork. Well, sometimes I do a little bit of guesswork, and I'm like, oh no, what am I doing to myself? So understanding price action better too is something I need to improve. So guys, if you manage to watch the video to the very end, that means you're part of this community. I cherish you, I adore you, and I respect you for giving me a little bit of your time. Shout out to you. And if you're on this journey with me, please drop a comment in the comment section. I want to hear what you are going through. I want to understand what you are going through. Just so you know that you are not alone. You are not alone. You are really not alone. And you don't have to do this alone. That's why I'm creating this community of like-minded people, so that we can share ideas, we can talk through it. And at the end of the day, when all goes well, which it will, we'll laugh about this. We'll look back and laugh about this. Yes. So thank you so much for sticking to the end of this video. Please drop a comment in the comment section. I'd like to hear from you, and see you in the next one. Peace.